Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can start there, but welcome to another episode of African Talk Football TV. Um, Happy Monday for me. I don't know what to say to y'all. I don't know if it's a happy Monday for y'all, but happy Monday to my boys. How y'all feeling?
I'm all right. Can't complain. How about you guys?
We here, man.
You know, I got a smile on my plate. From ninth place. So I'm just delusionally happy down there. On my ninth place little slot, looking to get a little higher, but we'll talk about that a little later. Thank you to all of our friends out there who are watching either live or watching, whether it's just a snippet of what we throw up weekly, or if you do find time to listen to us on podcasts, whether that be Apple, Spotify, what have you. Thank you. This is come to the end of our third year releasing the episodes, and it's just been dope to see our fan base and our friends grow, and us have different topics to speak on because we have interviews with different people. We also have some stuff coming down the pipeline. So thank you to everyone who's been supporting us out there. There's been a lot this football year, and I think we said that kind of last year, coming off you know just the year we had in the Premier League and around the world. We could kind of see football starting to shift with now Messi and Ronaldo no longer being in one of the big five leagues. We're starting to see the football world try to find their new stars. And to start off the show, we just have to say congratulations to Bayer Leverkusen, man.
Facts.
Such a young team with a whole bunch of stars. I saw a graphic today that showed like Leverkusen's top five scorers. It's like Boniface with 11. I think Florian Wirtz had 16, and then Frimpong 13, Grimaldo 12, and I think Schick 11. I mean, you have five guys who all have double-digit goals in the in the Bundesliga. You know what I'm saying? And they're all under the age of 25. It's kind of just crazy to see these new stars emerging. I mean, I think they said something about their 102-year history. They've never won the league. I mean,
Yeah.
if you've seen the scenes from their last match this weekend, when
Scenes.
it seemed every single person in that stadium just stormed the pitch,
They couldn't
and
even finish the game.
yo, I mean, it was amazing to watch. Like, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it now. Just your whole year. I mean, when you think about what Bayern Bayern Munich has been just such a powerhouse that every year that Dortmund was even close, they had some kind of storyline. This last year with Jude Bellingham, when they lost by, on the final day, it was one of those things where the whole world was kind of like, dang, we didn't want to see Bayern win an 11th straight. So, when you see the way that Bayer Leverkusen with Xabi Alonso at the helm was just able to play, I mean, they're playing champagne football. They have a whole bunch of young stars. This has been a growing project for them. This hasn't been something that they kind of threw together in one year. Florian Wirtz has been one of those wonder kids at Leverkusen for like 3-4 years now. And this is finally the year he was able to ball out and on a world stage. They're in they're in Europa League. They'll obviously be in Champions League next year after winning the Bundesliga. But it's just dope to see what they're doing. If like I said, if they somehow finish their domestic league and European championship in the Europa League undefeated, I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about this squad as one of the best ever. I'm just gonna put it out there. I mean,
Been said
it,
that.
it's crazy, and I know we talked about it earlier, but like when you actually think about everything they've done now, we're already at this part of the year. With 8 games to go, however many games to go, they've already won the league, so they can sit back. And I don't think they're going to sit back because they have higher goals, and I think they want to be stamped in history as one of them ones. I think now that they've won the league, it's like, all right, we've crossed that finish line. We can celebrate tonight, but let's go ahead and do this thing that only Arsenal's done. So it's kind of crazy to see what they're doing this year because I've been talking about them I've been talking about them all year, and for me to actually just stumble upon one of their games in week 3, week 4, and see where they're at now, it's crazy, man. It's been one of those things where I've just been paying attention all year, and it's honestly freaking amazing what they did. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about it, but it's just so dope to watch.
Yeah, hats off to them, man. Hats off to them. Hats off to Xabi Alonso. What they did this year was truly amazing. Considering Bayern has dominated that league for the past decade plus. So, yeah, hats off to them. Definitely that team's going to get picked apart, whether it be the manager or the players. I think that they all have, you know, rose their stock, respectfully so. And to your point, Cornelius, I think they have a good shot of actually getting European success too. I mean, especially when you look around, some of the better teams on paper, are down 3-0 on the other side. So, you know, I mean, they're easily the best team in Europa League. So yeah, man, I'm rooting for them to win the Europa League, to cap off what's been a fantastic season. And I don't know if you guys watched the game, but they barely could even finish the game because every time they scored like 4 goals, and every time they scored, people were rushing the field. So like, yeah, what a time to be alive. Like, we're gonna look back and this is gonna be one of those Leicester City, like, wow. Maybe not as big as
What?
Leicester City, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, we'll
I
see though.
mean, I think it's bigger, bro. I mean, if they somehow go undefeated in both leagues, bro, this might be the best ever, bro. I'm
wait,
sorry.
wait, 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 hold on. Do you guys think that this is a serious question? Do you
You
think
have
that
to
this?
put them up there, bro. You
No,
have to put them up there.
no, yeah, I am. I'm just saying. Do you think that this was like what was like a crazier like I guess outcome, like Leicester City winning the Premier League or Bayern Leverkusen winning the Bundesliga?
Winning the Bundesliga
Oh,
undefeated, bro.
Yeah,
Come on.
I think winning the Champions League is a bigger feat just because of how quickly they rose to the Prem. But I
the
don't
Premier
know,
League.
or yeah, how quickly they raised,
Yeah,
they got
from the
promoted, and then
Championship.
how
Yeah,
quickly
yeah.
they won the Prem.
Okay.
Nobody would have guessed that. But I mean, going undefeated after a team that's
Yeah, for sure.
dominated the league, isn't even catching up with you, bro.
Hmm.
And then, I mean, if this was Champions League, by far, we'd be talking about them being the best ever if they were in this stage of Champions League undefeated. Even if they ended up not winning it, we'd be like, look, for them to go ahead and go all these wins this far, we'd
Yeah.
be talking about it different. But I think because it's Europa, it's like, it's well done, but finish the job. I don't know. But to your point earlier, do you think, do you think they stay? Like,
Who?
do you think there's a world in which Leverkusen somehow brings everyone back?
No,
Nah,
absolutely not.
there's no way,
Frimpong's
bro.
out the door. Frimpong's out
Frimpong
the
out the
door for
door.
sure. I've heard
So,
cities saying, but I don't think I don't know. He'll probably stay, but that team's gonna get picked apart,
I
man.
mean,
There's
he's
gonna be
about
at least
21
two.
now, so it's about time
And
for him to leave.
Frimpong also has a $35 million release clause. So
Yeah, that's which is
teams like
crazy.
this, yeah, like this team is going to
Everybody
get
in the
bought up.
world is going to want to pick him up. Yeah.
I mean him. I mean, yeah. Look, you look at Frimpong. You look at Wits, which Wits is probably going to be the big dollar, the
He
big
They've
said
been
money
talking
guy.
about he's been 100 for years
But
now,
he's
and I
German
think
though,
now
so
you
I
can
can see him
actually,
saying.
because I think earlier this year we were arguing if he was worth 100, and you like, I don't remember exactly how their argument went, and I was just like, I mean, we'll see. He's been one of them ones for a little bit, and I've
he's gonna
always liked
stay.
him, but now his stock is crazy. He'll be
And
100
especially, he just came off of a torn ACL too. So like,
Yeah,
it's
correct.
crazy that he's I mean, arguably even better than he was before he left. But him, I think he'll stay just because he's German. But guys like Frimpong, guys like Boniface,
Out of here. They're out of there.
yeah, I think I think
Vic,
yeah, Vic, he could help. He could help a few of our teams, maybe all of
man,
our
what?
teams. But and then the most important piece for me is the manager. Does the manager stay?
I was
Because
going to ask that
He
next.
said he's staying. He said he's staying.
yeah, man. I think you have
Bro,
to say that when you win. You're not gonna win,
he
and
came out and said, I'm 100% committed to this club. He's not going anywhere.
Gabriel. That doesn't mean that I'm staying. He said I'm
Bro,
committed to the club. He said
he's
I'm
not
committed to
going.
the club.
Bro, you want to
He's
put a bet
committed
down,
until
bro?
they come in and drop the bag.
You want to put a bet down, bro?
What? That he'll stay?
Yes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I know you don't because you know he's gonna stay, fam.
Okay. Let's put a bet. A friendly wager.
Let's put some bread on it. You want?
Yeah,
Since
put
you're
it
so
over, put it
sure.
on. Yeah, put it on
Yeah,
wax.
since you're so sure. Oh no, come on, stop, bro. He's staying. He's not going anywhere. At least for one more year, bro. He's not going anywhere. Trust
I
me.
think. I think he
Where's he
goes.
gonna go? Where's he gonna go? Liverpool's locked up.
There's a lot of teams who need managers, and I think he's going to go to one of the two places, either Bayern. I think more so Bayern. I think he'll go to
Why,
Bayern
why would he go to Bayern? He just beat Bayern. Makes no sense.
because Bayern is the best team in Germany,
Also
biggest club.
Bayern's looking at getting Zidane. So
Zidane's not coming back. Come on, I think we all know that Zidane. He's
all
not.
right, bro.
Hey,
He's done with the vanity projects. We're not. He's not doing that anymore. He's not coming to the Prem.
vanity
Zidane.
project.
If Zidane comes back to management, I believe it's going to be for the French national team. He's not going to come back, and um, I don't think that he will. But I mean, that's a good shout. If he were to go there,
I see that. I could see
it'll be good for
the
them.
national team.
But yeah, I don't know who else would kind of has this thought. I mean, shout out Granit Xhaka too. I mean, going over there making an impact.
Shut up, my boy.
But yeah, man, he got a goal too on the last day, which was that was good to see.
Shut up, my boy.
But yeah, man, shout out Leverkusen, man. Definitely one of the best stories in football this year.
Easy.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not done yet, so it's gonna be crazy to see what they end up doing with the rest of their year. But moving on to Champions League because we had a lot of exciting games last week, honestly. And then even upcoming tomorrow, we have the second legs of these games. So before we get into the predictions for what we think about what's going to happen tomorrow on Wednesday, we we have to talk about what happened last week because um I don't know. Both days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch any of the matches live on Tuesday, being that I was in the office. But Wednesday, Atletico Madrid, thought they had the lead early on. Dortmund was able to pull one back, and then the last minute, last minute ditch error, they almost brought it back to 2-2. PSG versus Barca was fireworks. So let's start with Wednesday. How did y'all feel about those two games? And PSG going down 2-3 at home, do you think they'll be able to do it in the reverse fixture? Because I honestly
Nope.
had them going through last week, but Barca looked good. I'm not going to lie to you. Barca was able to keep up, and
Nope.
they clamped Mbappe. They had him on clamps.
Nope. Like I said
They,
last week. Like I said, I called it last week. PSG is not winning. It's over with. I don't think. Nope. I think they're gonna fall short. I think they'll fall short. Great match, and I can't think of the young center back's name, but
the young lad, 17, I
yeah,
believe.
Yeah,
I forgot his
Kubarazzi.
Yeah, Kubarazzi.
Yeah,
Fire
Yeah,
match.
he's
Great
good.
match. Kunde, great match. And I mean, they have a 12th man when they go home. So I don't know. It's looking steep for PSG. I'm not saying that it won't be, it's gonna be a fireworks game because I mean I doubt that PSG just don't. So I expect Mbappe to score. Like they're obviously gonna make adjustments. But nah, I think Barcelona's got this one in the bag, y'all. I think they got it in the bag.
I think this could be a big statement game for Mbappe. I'm gonna go for the PSG win. I think that he's gonna channel his inner Ronaldo. You know what I'm saying? Juventus versus Atletico Madrid settings. We've been here before. I mean, he didn't even really do anything in the first game.
but that's my
Um,
issue. He didn't do anything.
but
He was on clamps. Like
but
they
they
locked him up. They were able to effectively take him out of the game. I mean, I don't know what his stats are, but when I look at football, he was at a 6.6. He played all 90 minutes. You know what I mean? So for them to essentially have him not really be a factor is crazy. I mean, the guy that was open was Dembele. I know he got his goal, but he did not have that great of a game. And I feel like if that happens, Mbappe has to take over, and he wasn't able to for me. So
they had the chances to score though. It's just
they
there
did.
was a few times where I forgot who it was, but they definitely had the chances to definitely score. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, Barca definitely had a good first game. Rafinha definitely has been waiting. I guess he's been saving. He's been saving it for now because he had a good game. He had two really good moments. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think like if you say they lose, PSG loses. and they get knocked out. Obviously, Mbappe's gone. Like, how do you look back on his time? Like, obviously, like he's probably maybe the best
Failure.
PSG player ever. But
Yeah, I mean, as a personally, great. Like, I mean, you won the French league, great. We won a lot of French tournaments, great. But you didn't really set out. You didn't really do what you set out to go and do at home. So, all in all, I mean, obviously, great career, great. Excuse me, great career. I mean, he has all the stats. He's given a lot. To PSG. It's his home, but he never really completed the job that they've been waiting for years now. I mean, this is a long time PSG. I'm talking about back before Cavani days. Like this is a
Ibrahimovic
long,
days.
yeah, this is a
Go way
long
back.
time coming that they just have failed to get the job done. So, I mean, great career there, but you didn't finish the job.
that's
I
fair.
agree. I mean, we learned about Mbappe when he was on Monaco and they had that quarterfinal Champions League run. You know what I'm saying? And everybody on the world was like, "Yo, who is that?" And PSG picked him up to try to recreate that magic. And over the years while he was there, they had a lot of good players, a lot of good teams. Some older than their prime, but still they had great squads and never been able to push it past the limit. And we talk about Neymar now, whose career is kind of plateaued and fallen off. And I don't want to talk about blame Neymar necessarily, but I think when he got there with his injuries, not being able to stay on the pitch, kind of just like Neymar, the way he went to PSG too, I feel like there was a lot around that, and that kind of had a little bit to do with him and Mbappe, because they never really looked like they could mesh for real. And I don't know what it was, but I agree with Gabriel. I think his time at PSG would be looked at as subpar, and we'll see what they're able to do in the second leg, though, because like I said, I think this will be a statement game from him. It has to be, otherwise they're knocked out. So
Yeah, I mean, it's just as Zion says, just proves you can't buy Champions League titles. Um, but yeah, I think the PSG project, when we look back, it's definitely going to be, yeah, we got this one wrong, fella. I mean, at one point, guys, they had Messi, Mbappe,
Sergio
and Neymar.
Ramos, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, you know,
I
remember
mean, albeit
Buffon
past their
played there.
primes, but it's like Messi was still Messi. He just won a World Cup,
Bro,
so
I
it's
know,
like,
I know they weren't. I knew they weren't serious when they signed Buffon. Remember that was that night in Paris for Manchester United. Remember Lukaku? I was like, these guys aren't serious, man. These guys are just. But yeah, man.
but yeah, man. When we talk about our Tuesday slate, two draws, 3-3 match, 2-2 match. I think they said this was one of the highest scoring Champions League quarterfinals in like 10 years or something like that. There were 10
Mm.
goals on Tuesday, and then there were I believe 6 or 7 goals, something. 7 goals on Wednesday, 17 goals overall in the quarterfinals legs. So I mean, all these games were nothing short of exciting. I mean, even just getting home and watching the highlights for the Tuesday slate. I mean, you never really knew who was going to win either match. But I want to start off with the Madrid versus City match, because I feel like that was the most highly anticipated. Our previous winners versus the serial winners of the Champions League, Real Madrid. Madrid at home. I think we both were taking Madrid. We all took Madrid last week, and I think shout out to Phil Foden, shout out to Pep and what he was able to do. But now that Pep's won this thing with City, they have this confidence in the Champions League now. So they are one of those guys that can go toe to toe with Madrid. You don't really know how it's going to end. Um, how did you guys feel about the 3-3 draw, and do you think Real Madrid will be able to get a result when they come to the Etihad this week?
I think they can get a result. I think we're forgetting
They
what we're
just need a
talking about.
draw to take it into extra time. They just need
Yeah.
that extra magic. We know what Madrid does with extra time. We've all seen it.
I still, I'm never ever going to count Madrid out until their team is poor. So, I mean, obviously both teams are great, and I know, Pep won it last year, so he has a newfound confidence in the competition, and his team does. But I think we're forgetting who we're talking about.
No, I'm not forgetting nothing.
I,
I got to see them way too many times in the last
Yeah.
5 years. You feel me?
Madrid is definitely in it. This is, I mean, if you want to call it their cup, it's their cup, and you know they're not gonna just hand it over. No, just give it. It's gonna have to be earned. So yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, we're in for another firework week. I would say, just a lot of fireworks in all matches, a lot of goals. I expect them to be, and every team needs to score goals. Simple as that. Every team has to score. So yeah, it's gonna be extremely exciting. But yeah, honestly, I still think Madrid win. I think come on top.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with Real Madrid here. I think that they have the experience. There is a stat saying that they've never won at the Etihad, but
Hmm.
I by no means think that the Etihad is a fortress by any means. So especially with a team like with that much experience. So yeah, I mean, I think it depends on if Kyle Walker is fit, because the last time that
Mauricio
Vinny,
happened this way.
yeah, the last time Vinny went against someone like that was, I just remember when he went to Fernandinho when
Yeah,
he tore Fernandinho apart. Like Kyle Walker is the only one that I think pace wise can keep up with him and just strength wise. So yeah, it's gonna be a long day for him if he's not there. And I mean, they're both teams, to be fair, are clicking right now. But yeah, I'm gonna side with Real Madrid.
plus I don't think uh, like I mean, just gotta look at the goals too. I mean, all the goals are bangers in the game. Let's be real, but um, Vardio is not scoring like that again. I'm sorry, it's just not. Like, you got to realize where the goals are
That
coming
was a
from.
banger.
Yeah, I mean, it was a banger for sure, but he's not doing that again. Like,
But I mean, like agreed. Vardiol's not doing that again. But I mean, you can substitute that with a Rodri banger. That's one of those where you can kind of count on
no,
that as well.
I hear you, but I think I mean, I don't know. I just don't think City they have the good. I don't know. I just don't think they'll be able to do it. I really just don't think so. Especially without Kyle Walker, that's a great point. Like you can't just give Vinny a whole left side. He's gonna have his way.
Yeah.
It's just we've seen it way too many times.
Hmm.
So and then even Rodrigo was having his way too. Like let's be real, Rodrigo was having his way. So I think it comes down to, honestly, I don't think City win if De Bruyne doesn't start. I think they're going to need De Bruyne to start. I think they got a great result drawing without him. So what this team is capable of. But if City want to win, I think he needs to start this match if he's healthy. I mean, we don't know if he's healthy, but he needs to start. And if he doesn't, it's going to be a long day because we know that Holland isn't going to do anything. Let's just keep it real. Holland will be on clamps, and he will be on clamps. He doesn't know what to do. Holland can't mess with the big boys, man. If you put a Rudiger, a Gabriel, these you put two guys like that who are physical, can keep pace, smart. Yeah, no, he's not really doing much, and he doesn't really offer much going forward outside of just scoring goals. He doesn't no hold up play, no link up play, really just run and gun. So
You
he can't.
sound like
I
Roy
mean,
Keane.
but let's be real though. Like, what does he do if he's not
No, I don't
making
disagree with
runs in
you.
behind or like he's not doing anything. He's not involved in the build up play whatsoever. He doesn't. He has very few touches on the ball. So, if you can shut if you force yourself, and that's other thing too. I feel like De Bruyne is really the only one who can unlock Holland. If
I
I'm
mean,
being
we've,
real,
Yeah.
like,
we've we've talked about this. Look at
yeah.
what
So
he did last year compared to this year, numbers wise. Obviously, the
exactly.
league
So,
figured him out, but De Bruyne was unlocking a lot of those 50 goals plus.
yeah, and it's just by his pure brilliance of, I can play this ball that 99% of people can't play, or I can squeeze this ball here. I have the vision to go and do this and put Holland in behind. But if Holland doesn't have that service, I don't know. So no one's worried about Doku, bro. So I don't know. I really don't know. I
Doku
think
scored, right?
it's
Is that the
gonna
game?
be a great match, but I just don't think City have enough. I don't think they have enough right now. I think they need their main guy. If they don't have their main guy, then yeah, I don't think you can't really replace him. So
Yeah. He
yeah.
said Haaland can score on Aston Villa though. Damn.
Yeah,
Hold on. We're not there yet.
yeah, yeah. We still got
Hold on.
one more Champions League match to talk
Yeah,
about.
hold on. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
gonna address that though,
I mean,
bro.
you the main one bringing it up. You could have left it till but but yeah, man. So the last Champions League game that we have to cover is near and dear to one of our own's very heart. Arsenal versus Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
2-2. And I think we all kind of now we're stunned, but took the game as it what like looked at it the way it was when the game was going on because I mean Bayern just showed that they're still Bayern Munich as bad as they are. Champions League, European birth, European dignified status, they have that. They've won it multiple times. They're usually going at least into the quarterfinals, usually in this tournament. They've had some off years in the past, yes, for sure. But I think this was them trying to show that, yeah, we know that we're not winning the league. We're not having the best of year, but we are still Bayern Munich. Gabriel, I believe, said 2-0. I think he said they were going to take care of business 2-1, maybe, I believe. But
He said Harry Kane would score.
the match, the 2-2 was probably fair. I believe both teams could have done a little bit more, but I think 2-2 was definitely a fair score. Y'all might disagree with me, but I'll just pass it on to Gabriel because I know he has something to say about this match.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly believe. I mean, just talk about my team in general. We blew the entire last week. We just smoked the entire whole week. Just a terrible week in general. But speaking specifically on the Bayern Munich game, I think I'll say this, and I've been saying this all season. There are very, very, very few teams that we play that beat us. I believe most of the games that we draw or we lose, we beat ourselves. It's just purely we make the mistakes and put ourselves in a position to get scored on and stupid things. And I'll go straight to this match. The first goal that what's the name? The first goal that they scored, right? Oh, actually, I'm thinking about Villa. Never mind. I'm sorry. But the first goal they scored, right? Sane. Now, it's one thing to beat Kivior. I get it, right? It's one thing to just beat Kivior. But to let Sane go on a 40-yard run is we haven't let one player all season go. Maybe that was Zinni, so Villa after Leon Bailey, but go on a 40-yard run. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry. And everyone just kicking their feet out. It's kicking their feet out. It's unacceptable. We haven't done this all season, so why would we? I just don't understand it. I really just don't understand it. And I think that's a extremely bad penalty to give away in a sense. It's just extremely bad. It's extremely bad. And then the goal that we gave up as well to Gnabry. What is David Raya doing? What I solely blame the first goal on David Raya. What is he doing? Because first and foremost, you're the last man. Secondly, Gabriel had everything under control. He's looking to play back to you. And what are you sprinting up to almost midway when we have two center backs right there covering the goal? I don't understand. I don't know what was going through his head. I don't know what he was thinking about. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. But to give that goal away in the first half, it gave away all of our momentum. All of it. We score a goal, and then Raya pretty much gives them a goal. Gives them a goal right back. And you really just can't make up stuff like that. I'm not saying that, Bayern Munich didn't play well. They played a lot better in the second half. But the whole first half, we had them. The first 15 minutes, 20, they were dead in water. They were dead in water. They didn't know what to do with us. They were on the back foot. They had nothing. They had us on the counterattack a little bit. But outside of that, they had nothing. So for David Raya to go ahead and give away a goal, that killed a lot of our momentum. And that's what led, I believe, to the second goal. Now, great that we were able to get back in the match, and Trossard was able to score a goal. We ended 2-2, but the opportunity was sorely missed. Sorely missed. We could have easily gone into Bayern Munich at least, like I said, 2-1. Like I said, this match to me, it should have been 2-1. Yeah. Outside of a David Raya mistake, like I said, we beat ourselves. We literally beat ourselves. These are all personal. A lot of these goals that are scored against us are personal mistakes, and we beat ourselves, and we get scored on. Teams take advantage and punish us. So, that match, it is what it is. I'll take a point. I'll take, going into Munich on level terms. It could be worse. It could be 2-1 against us. We almost didn't score the last goal, so it could be 2-1 against us. But it is what it is. We're gonna. I believe that we can still go there and get a result. It's not gonna be easy, but I think we still go there and get a result. And about the handball, bro, there are handballs on both sides, and let's not even. It's not even a handball.
Sure, what about on the goal kick? We're talking. I think you're talking about on the goal.
Yeah,
kick.
no. I know we're talking about the goal kick, right? And if you think about it, sure, you can say it's handball. Now, I believe Raya is literally just trying to give him the ball to start the goal kick. That's what he's going on in his mind. It's just a second thought, like, okay, let me give you the ball. He didn't pick it up with his hands. And I believe that's what the ref saw too. Like, no, he's not actually passing him the ball. But if you technically, yes, it is a handball, 100%. But if you want to go eye for an eye, I'm sorry, that's a PK against Saka in the last second. I don't care what anyone says. You can say a kick out, this, that, and the third. I don't want to hear any of it, bro. I don't want to hear any of it. It's a PK, dead and clear, because if Neuer doesn't touch him, if Neuer doesn't touch him, he scores. It's a clear goal scoring opportunity. He clearly takes him out with no regard for the ball. The ball is not near him, and
he dives.
Just nothing. It's nothing. So everyone can say whatever they want to say. It's a clear pen. It is what it is, and we move. We an eye for an eye. They say they wanted a handball. We wanted a PK for Saka. None of them got called. Cool.
What?
2-2. Let's go on.
Okay. You don't think at all he like dragged his leg?
What do you? If you look at the play, first and foremost, before his right leg even becomes into the play, he takes he takes a step with his left foot. It's a weird step because he low-key jerks, and then he takes a touch to the left. So what is he supposed to do with his right leg? Where's his right leg supposed to go? Someone tell me. So what? It's supposed to go over Neuer. It's supposed to go under him. It's supposed to go through his leg. Like what? That's my whole point. Where do you want this man's right leg to go? Where do you want it to go? Where do you want his right leg to go? Someone tell me.
Rest in peace, Uncle.
Tell me.
First of all,
yeah. Rest in peace, Uncle. Bro, I'm not worried about these comments in here. Like I really don't. Where do you want his right leg to go? Someone tell me. Tell me where you want his right leg to go.
I just think that's why he didn't call it. Because was it even reviewed?
No, but where do you want his right leg to go? That's my point.
Again, this is a no call for me. I think if there was 45 minutes on the clock, 60 minutes on the clock, first minute on the clock, I think this would have been a no call because Saka is trying to initiate the contact and Neuer is pulling back. That's what I see. I don't like. I mean, we can slow it down, speed it up.
Neuer's pulling back as he's sprinting at Saka. That makes sense. Go ahead, bro.
Yes, he's sprinting at Saka, and once he sees that he's not reaching the ball, he's pulling back. You can speed it up, slow it down, run it backwards. I don't know what else you want me to say.
It looks crazy in real time. It looks crazy slow down. And the more you slow it down, the more you slow it down, the worse it looks. They was literally the last. As soon as it didn't get called, the ref called the game.
That was the last play of the game.
It was literally the last play of the game, so it was no looking at it. So no, like
well,
bro, you guys can say whatever you want to say. It's a PK, dead and
it's
clear
not.
for me. Dead and
I
clear.
mean,
It's a
At the end
PK.
of the day, it wasn't called, and we haven't heard
No, and
anything
it
after that.
wasn't, and it is
I
what
was
it
just
is. But
asking.
it's a
I
PK.
was just asking because it was
To
a
me,
talking
it's not
point.
a pen. I think there is contact. Yes, absolutely. Neuer was running towards the ball. He realized he
So there's
didn't get
contact.
there, and he slows up. Saka leaves his leg there to initiate contact. That both things can be true. I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't true. I'm just saying for me, he's initiating the contact, knowing that Neuer could possibly be at fault because he knows if he leaves his leg there, Neuer's momentum's already taking him forward. So even if he tries to slow up, your body's going to naturally go forward. For me, that's
So
how I saw the play.
And
And yes, there was contact to a box.
Saka's leg is naturally going to be there as he's cutting with his left foot and trying to go left. And if you literally watch the film, you can see his left leg jerk as he's taking the touch. So he has no balance. Where do you want his right leg to go?
I will
That's
say,
my whole question. Where do you want his right leg to go? Someone
I
can
hear
answer
you.
me that question one time with
We
a proper
we
response, and I'll shut up. But no one can
no no
answer it
no
because
no no no.
No,
they
I
know
mean
I'm
his
right.
leg is
His
just
leg
like
can't
it's a
go
part of
anywhere.
the like.
We we
It was a
It's a
natural.
foul. It's a
we've
foul.
all
That's
we've
it.
all played, and we know that you can leave your leg there a
No, yeah,
little longer,
no, no,
so
no.
you can
But
we
I also agree with like it wasn't as if like he like where did you want his leg to go? I think anybody is one doing that, and two, it's not as if like he could have moved his leg to a point where
He
like
couldn't. No, he.
out of the being from
Okay.
obstructed.
Oh, so he couldn't
My,
move his leg out of the way from being obstructed. Right. So you're proving my point. He couldn't move his leg. He had nowhere else to go. His leg was just there. It literally was just there. So
I mean,
the fact that it wasn't called, and it wasn't even the first call that this ref made that was poor. Like this guy had very questionable calls all
I agree.
match,
I'll agree with that.
all
I
match.
will definitely
So
agree with
this
that.
guy.
especially
Both
against
sides,
us. So
both sides.
so when I see that, and this wasn't even like it was these. I forgot what happened. Maybe a couple minutes before that, but it was another call that was terrible. That should have went our way, and then that happened maybe a minute or two later. So,
Well,
bro,
I mean,
anyone can say anyone want to say.
you don't
Yeah,
have to worry about
my red book, clear pen.
you don't have to worry about Alfonso Davies in the second leg because he's
Yeah,
out.
no, for
So
sure.
I mean,
And I
Saka's gonna
think
have his way. He's gonna have his way
he should.
with. I mean, I don't even know who their backup.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, well, Guerrero. They got Guerrero from Dortmund.
Yeah, it is Guerrero, I believe.
So, what do you think
yeah.
about that game, the second leg?
Well, the second leg, I think we have. What do you always say? It's favorable.
It's favorable.
I think it's favorable.
I feel you.
We have favorable matchups. I think we don't need to overthink it. I think there's been one lineup that's been consistently performing for us week in and week out. I think they need to start all 11 of those players. I think it's very clear cut. I don't think Zinni should even travel. He should stay at home. He should stay at home.
Damn, he shouldn't even travel.
He should stay at home.
Damn.
Shouldn't even travel. Timber. We have Timber, Tomiyasu, Kivior. We have enough. We don't need you. And I'm just tired of that guy. But anyway, mad love for him, but I'm tired of him this season.
Mad love for him, but I don't want to see him.
But yeah, I don't want to see him. I love everybody on my team, but I don't want to see him. But yeah, no, I think we have favorable matchups. I think the Saka matchup is very favorable for us. I think Martinelli had a very bad game. This
It's crazy.
This
man.
past against Bayern Munich last week, but I think Martinelli will be on it a little bit more this week.
Yeah.
And I think we should be able to get the job done. This is just where I'm coming from. I think we should be able to get the job done. It won't be easy, but I think we have the players to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a tough game for Bayern because one, I mean, I feel like Davies is going to be a big loss, but in the first leg, again, I just felt as if like you guys were in control. Aside from that mistake, I mean, I think that mistake kind of alters the trajectory of the momentum, but like I never felt as if like they were better than you guys, and that's why I just think in the second leg, I just don't see them doing it.
I think the second leg once again comes down to The first 20 minutes. Can we weather the storm? The first 20 minutes are going to be flying. They're going to be at home. Can we weather the storm the first 20 minutes and settle into the game? And once things settle, I think once the game settles, I think we'll have it. I think we're better than them, pound for pound. Player for player. I think our players are much better than them as a collective and individually. So I think the job can get done. It's favorable for us, but this is a team that also has the experience, has been in this position before, has won the Champions League. You know what I mean? So, it's not going to be easy, but I think we can get the job done.
Okay.
That's fair. I mean, like I said, it's going to be an exciting week. We got these games coming up tomorrow and then Wednesday, so very, very quick turnaround from our prediction. So we'll be able to, get some immediate reactions and see what these teams have been cooking up. Because I mean, all the teams that are in the quarterfinals now, their years are kind of made up. You kind of know if you're going to win the league, if you're kind of in the title race. So
Yeah.
a lot of these teams are looking for this Champions League as their way to kind of salvage their year, so to speak. And I think this is one that Bayern's going to be gunning for sure. Absolutely. So I think they took that 2-2 as favorable on their side as well. I know they won't have Davies, but I think Kane understands how to score against Arsenal. So whether it's a pen, I think we'll see a Kane goal, and I think this will be a classic. I think this will be one of those bangers. Can you get it done in Germany? If you can get it done in Germany, you have a pretty good chance to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So staying on Arsenal though, you started off by saying you kind of smoked the week. This was one of those weeks where you had a draw and then a loss that very, very, detrimental to your title run. And like, it was crazy because just last week you were saying that you believed some like each team has one game to drop or each team has one draw that they're allowed to have. And, I don't think you thought this was going to be the one at home. Liverpool also dropped points at home, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But, staying on Arsenal, what do you think the title hopes are now?
I mean, I don't. I'm sick of I know everyone likes to laugh at Arsenal, and I don't know why it's I really don't get it, but
Everyone likes to misery loves company, bro. And
yeah,
you've been watching football for 20 plus years
yeah.
now, and you know
No,
why you guys have not won a
bro,
title in 20 plus
I
years.
I understand. I understand that, but
And so
I,
people are going
I
to be harsh. People are going to be rude. Let's
I,
not
under,
act like
I
you're anyone
understand.
is,
Okay, bro, I understand that. I understand that. I
so
get it.
don't start off by saying that. But I understand
No,
where you're
I
coming
under.
from.
Okay, you didn't let me finish, so let me finish, so then you can understand what I'm trying to say. Everyone's going at Arsenal saying, "Oh, it's over. They bottled it. They did this. They did that." Bro, we are still have 6 matches left. I'm tired of these narratives of "Oh, they've blown it. They blew it." Bro, there's a 2-point difference in a 3-horse title race. People are saying Liverpool's out of it. I'm sorry, but they're not either. It's still a very much so a 3-horse race. Now, has it gotten worse for us and has it gotten harder for us? Absolutely. Because now, like I said last week, I think City has the easiest schedule out of all 3 of the teams in the race. And now they're on first. So, and like you said, Salam, early in the pod, they're catching steam right now. They're looking good right now. So, yes, 100%. It's City's to lose, and we need City to at least draw. If City draws and we win, we're back in first. So this narrative of oh, this it's over, this team's out. This if City draws and Liverpool and Arsenal both win on that week, literally it's 74, 74, and 73. Or it actually no, it'll be 74, 74, 74. Everyone will be on equal points. It'll just be a matter of goal differential, which is in our favor right now. So I'm over this narrative of the title race is over. It's done. We blew it. No. We've literally dropped the least amount of points this entire year. We've dropped 4. City's dropped 5, I believe, and Liverpool's dropped 7. So, or something of that matter. So, I'm over this narrative of thinking that everything's over, everything's done. And usually on some takes, I'll go to Ian Wright. I don't. I agree with his sentiment. They came out today and said that it was disappointing to see all the Arsenal fans leaving after we went down 2-0, and thinking that it's, or even our own fans thinking that it's over. Are you guys dumb? we're
I agree.
still very much in a title race. Still very, very much in a title race. So no, I don't think it's over. But to go into the match and to go into the result, um, you know, it's extremely disappointing. Because this game should have been deaded within the first 15 minutes. If you really sat down and watched this match, um, we had all the chances, we had all the momentum, we had pretty much all the possession in the world that you could really ask for, and we couldn't capitalize on it. And it takes me back to one moment uh, in the match, and it's Trossard. There is absolutely no reason that from inside the 6-yard box you should be not scoring that goal. As a professional who makes hundreds of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of pounds,
like come on,
every single week
Rubbish.
of the month, there is absolutely zero tolerance, zero acceptance, zero okay for you to have that goal saved on you. Now, great save by Emi Martinez, but I'm sorry, the striker needs to score that 10 times out of 10. I'm sorry. Every single time that needs to go in the back of the goal. And you want to know, I think we lost because of this. Because when we go ahead, we rarely give a lead away. We rarely give a lead away and lose a match at that, right? If we go up 1-0, the match completely changes. The stadium is rocking now, and now it might be 2-0 in Arsenal's favor within the next 10 minutes or so because we're already playing so well. We just need that first goal to go in. We just needed the first one to go in. And that was our opportunity right there. That one chance was our opportunity to go at 1-0, really secure defensively and say, okay, now that we're up, now we can start to even be more expressive than we're already doing. And we failed to do that. And we come out flat in the second half. Guys aren't on it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what was said in the locker room. Mentality completely changed. And in the second half, we were bad. Guys didn't perform the same. Odegaard wasn't really there to be found. It was just a flat performance all around. And you really can't, make anything up. You really can't stay. I have no excuses for my team. And I also think that the manager didn't help either. I think I understand he has Champions League to think about. He has, things to think about in competitions and minutes and legs. And we have a big match on Wednesday, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And Zinni starting this match, I never understood. Me personally, I never understood it. Jesus starting this match, still don't understand it. Trossard starting this match, I can semi-understand because he scored a big goal against Bayern Munich, but don't get that one either. Kai Havertz going back in the midfield role, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. We've been scoring with Kai Havertz as a 9 and using Jorginho, and I can understand maybe the mentality and the thought process. And in the first half, yeah, it worked, but in the second half, when we need to make adjustments, keeping Zinni on, inexcusable. I'm sorry, it's inexcusable. And one of the biggest reasons and one of the biggest things that made me mad about this guy Zinni, and I have to keep talking about him because it's every year. It's every year now. This guy, Villa, a player goes down. This guy kicks the ball out and lets him get treatment. And you can say sportsmanship, you can say whatever, but I'm sorry, bro. We are in a title race. I don't understand what people don't understand about that. Or maybe what our own players don't understand about that. We are in a title race. I don't care if a player is down up the field in their. I don't care. We are trying to win a trophy we haven't won in over 20 years. People can say, "Oh, we want to go win Champions League." I don't. How can we go and conquer? How can we go and conquer Europe and we haven't even conquered England? We haven't conquered. How can we go and conquer where all the best clubs in the world play when we can't even conquer domestic? We can't even win domestically. So, I need I need this team to show me this week, and it starts this week on Wednesday when we play Bayern Munich. That listen, last week is over, it's done. We are where we are right now. Wednesday starts a whole new season. It
That's
starts
fair.
it starts a whole new season because we can't have a week like we had last week. We can't go to Bayern Munich and draw, and we can't go to and we play Wolves next Saturday or Sunday. We can't go there and lose. This needs to be a complete 360 or a complete 180. I'm sorry, and we need to get back on it. I was very shocked in our second half after I personally think one of our best first halves without a goal this season. Easy, one of our best first halves, and to put on abysmal performance like that in the second half is just unacceptable. And I'm not just looking at players; I'm looking at the manager too, because you also made very poor decisions, extremely poor decisions. You took off. I mean, I understand guys have the minutes and things like that, but you have to understand we are in a title race. You're taking off Odegaard. You're taking off Ben White. You're keeping in Zinchenko. We have Tamiyasu on the bench. We have Kivior on the bench. We have to understand these moments. And honestly, we're lucky enough that it happened early enough. This happened early enough for us to say, okay, we can't do this again. Because we lose another match, I might come on this pod and say the title race is done. No joke.
I mean,
There's no room for it's
there's no
margins.
more margins for
We
error.
talk we talk
You have
about
6 games
margins.
left.
Trossard, that goal is a margin. Is a margin.
Mm.
That goal changes the entire game. I don't think we lose. We go up 1-0, like I said before. So now the margins have become even tighter. There is no room for error. There's no room for error from the players. If a team's gonna beat us, I need to see them beat us, break us down, play through us, and go score a goal. I don't want to see Raya running up to the halfway line no, I don't want to see any of that anymore. We have to understand moments. We have to be aware of the position that we're in. I know it's new for some of you guys, but this is what you got brought into the team for. This is why you're
Right.
here, because we think you can hold on to and perform in these moments. So from here on out, I don't. It's all about margins, and I need to see performance after performance after performance. Every game from here on out is a final because we already blew our loss. We blew our loss early. I said this last week. Every team has one loss, unless all three teams lose twice. Every team has one loss. Liverpool and us,
Mm.
we already had our loss. Now we need City to drop points, but us as a collective, we cannot afford to drop any more points. Zero.
Gabriel, quickly answer this question. Why do you think things will be different from this time around
Because
from the
the
way
team is
things ended
different.
last
It's
game?
clear and simple. The team is different.
Fair
The team
enough.
is 100. The team is different. We didn't have a Declan Rice last season. It's different. We didn't have Kai Havertz who's been performing for us as a 9 this year. Different. We have Saliba this season at the end of the stretch of the season. We have 2 healthy center
Okay,
backs.
knock on wood.
Yeah.
Knock
Yeah,
on
not
wood.
gonna win.
Nah, yeah.
It's different this season.
He started this year.
So that's what I'm. So yes, that's why I think the result will be different.
Okay.
We have experience now. So yes, I believe the results will be different. But we made, like I said, again, we made it harder on ourselves. So we'll see, we'll see. But this was an abysmal week for my team. Me personally, abysmal week, a poor week. And lucky enough, it's early enough on because we can't do this 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. No. So whatever they need to do, whatever Arteta needs to do, maybe give the guys the day off. I don't care what it is. But come Wednesday, I need to see a completely different team. I need to see a completely different mentality from what I saw this past week. And that's it for me.
I agree. I mean, like I said, I have no horse in this race. I want to see a good title race. Chelsea's in 9th place. This isn't our year, clearly, but at the end of the day, I don't want to see City win it again. So for me, when I
Yeah.
see that there's there's 3 horses in this race, and when I see, we're on the last lap, and you see this, the giddy up, the giddy up, the giddy up, and you start to see one horse take that little lead on that last little turn. For me, it's like, damn, man, I don't have a horse in this race, but I want to see it close photo finish. So for me, I'm looking at both you and Liverpool because, to switch gears to Liverpool, They also had a big opportunity this week, seeing that Arsenal lost and seeing that City won. They had a chance to go up top, and they squandered it as well. And what I will say is the the narrative around Klopp this year, like we've talked about it earlier, has been, it's been awesome since he's made the decision that he's going to step down away from soccer at least for a little bit, take care of himself, leave Liverpool. We've started to see this kind of farewell Klopp season and how it's been marketed. And what I want to say is, as good as he's been, the last 4 years, City has still won the league. It does, he hasn't been in second place. Last year, they had a lot of injuries. They weren't the same Liverpool we're used to. And as good as Klopp has been, I feel like we're giving him a little bit too much grace when it comes to this. And I know they want to be nice, but the narrative I've seen around the way Arsenal loses versus the way that Liverpool loses, it's just, as pundits, I know that you guys have loyalty somewhere, but you would want at least what we watch to be a little bit impartial, because it's starting to get a little bit too gimmicky for me. And that's just kind of how I've seen, just in the last few weeks when we're looking at these matches. It's like they're expecting Arsenal's downfall, but they're kind of rooting for Klopp at the same time. Even though you can kind of catch the vibes that around the world, everyone wants to see City fall. No one wants to see a dynasty at the end of the day. We all kind of root for the underdog, but Liverpool isn't as big as an underdog as Arsenal. Like, let's be real. Liverpool has won a Champions League and a league in the last 5 years. Arsenal is just now getting back to the European glory that they used to have back in the early 2000s. It's the same way domestically. So at the same time, these are two kind of powerhouse teams that used to be great, that have been great, but are kind of trying to reform that new glory. And City's in the way. That's just what it is. City's top dog right now. We have Arsenal and Liverpool both as top dogs trying to reclaim that spot. And that's how I feel that the narrative should be spoken about. And I feel like that's not what we're getting. But it is what it is. I just like to see a little bit more of that impartial, you know, view when we look at the pundits. But at the end of the day, I think Liverpool had a huge chance, and they had, I believe, more clear-cut chances than Arsenal to win the match, and they also fell short. So I'm gonna ask y'all, where do y'all think that stands for Liverpool? I mean, I asked Gabriel the same question. Where do you think their title hopes fall now? Because again, I don't think anything's over. I agree with Gabriel 1,000,000%. City, oh, yeah, they beat Luton 5-1, but that's Luton. They should take care of the job there. They still have to see Tottenham, who can take points off anyone. We saw what they did last year to City. So where do you think Liverpool's chances lie now that they've dropped points as well this week?
I mean, there's.
I mean, go ahead,
Uh,
Gabriel.
I just want to say they're the worst out of the group, for sure. Just
Yeah, that's yeah.
I think they're the worst out of us three because one, their goal differential is the least. They're in third place, and they have guys going out too. So, I think they're in the worst position, but quote unquote the worst position could drastically change. And I mean, we've had what, three different number ones in 3 weeks. It's literally changed every single week for the past 3 weeks. So at a heartbeat, it can all change. And I think they're the worst out of the group right now. I mean, I'm not even just saying on the table wise, but just team wise and goal differential wise, obviously, but they're not out of it whatsoever. I mean, it's Liverpool we're talking about. This team is, like you said, they've won a Prem, they've done it, so they're still very well in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're certainly still in it they're definitely in it. I think for me, building up on my statement last week, like Gabriel said, I think that they have the least um, chance out of the three teams: Liverpool, Arsenal, and City. Um, it's funny, Cornelius, you talk about how the media has both teams portrayed, and it's almost funny to me how everyone's I understand why everyone anticipates Arsenal's kind of downfall. It's just that's what's trendy, what has been trendy. So that's just what people are looking for. I
But for
get
the
that.
better part of 24 months, they've been
No,
the better team in the league. Both, you know what I'm saying? Like just to be impartial, they've beaten us. They beaten most teams. They've looked good. They're playing a good style of football. So I understand why, Arsenal fans feel that way, but at the end of the day, bro, you're remembered by what you do at the end of the year. You're remembered by
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
all recency bias. And so we haven't seen you get across the finish line. Some people are rooting for you, a lot of people ain't. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot
yeah.
of haters that aren't trying to see y'all finish. That's because you guys also talk a lot at the end of the
But
day. But it's
yeah,
cool to see these races, and that's why I'm saying as an impartial, I just want to see somebody get it done other than City.
yeah, I was more so addressing that, like, the narrative, because, like, I actually think that, the way that the media is portraying Arsenal is actually the way that I kind of see Liverpool now. Um, I'm really not. I'm kind of waiting on Liverpool's downfall. I guess how everybody in the world is waiting for Arsenal's downfall. I'm just patiently waiting, and I know it's going to come. Arsenal has a better team than Liverpool. City has a better team than Liverpool. Um, that's just what I believe, and I actually think that if anyone's going to give City a run for their money, it's going to be Arsenal. I have, I mean, I don't know. I This whole narrative with Klopp, and his fairy tale ending,
I'm over it, bro. Get him up
it's
out of
not
here,
really
man.
working out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you guys need a new story to spin because
They were talking quadruple.
you know what I'm
And
saying.
I'm sorry that we were the only one to give them a trophy this year because I really don't think they're going to be anything else.
No,
Like
well,
I'm actually upset.
they're out of the. I think that they'll be out of the Europa League. They're down 3-0 to Atalanta away from home. They have to play. Well, I mean, I guess they're not in FA Cup, are they? So, I mean, I guess they could play their full team, but I don't see them scoring 4 goals and with no goals conceded, winning 4-0 away from home. So they'll be firmly out of the Europa League, which will then leave the Premier League. And I think that they'll finish third. So, I mean, I don't know. Out of all the three teams, when I said it was a wrap for them last week, I think this is the beginning of that. I think this week was just a slip up. Next week they may win, but there will be one more slip up. Um, and I don't know. For me, I can kind of see them running out of steam. Yes, I'm a United fan. Maybe them, there's the rivalry there, but I have more confidence in the other team, depth wise, everything wise. They're just running on these emotional, fumes,
Vibes.
and it's gonna run out.
Yeah, that little emotional energy runs out, and you need skill on the pitch.
Yep. And then Fabrizio will be talking about how Salah's contemplating his future. Yeah, we all know. We all know it's not gonna end the way that everybody wants, but enjoy the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, luckily they were able to get one. City, I mean, we talked about them in Champions League. They beat Luton 5-1. They're back buzzing. I mean, is there much to say about them other than their City, they're top dogs. We kind of just talked about it. They're doing what they're supposed to do, man. They're clicking at the right time.
This
It's
is just
annoying.
this is just the this is the scenario I just didn't want us to be in, and us by I mean the league. Like how just all of it's just so crazy how like Liverpool and Arsenal drop points. You know what I'm saying? Like both of
The
them drop
same week.
points the same week, and then it's like I don't know, seeing them in first place, it's just like, oh my goodness, man. And to Gabriel's point, they have the easiest schedule on paper. You know what I'm saying? They still have to go in there and play the games, but I don't know, man. I just this team, like we've seen them do this, you know, on many occasions, and it's just kind of concerning that they're in the same situation as they were in um, last year, the year before, and the year before that. So,
I mean, it is what it is with them. All I can hope is I'm looking at. I gotta call my Avengers back, bro. I'm
yeah,
calling Brighton. I'm calling Spurs. I'm calling Wolves, Nottingham
yeah,
Forest, West. I gotta call my Avengers,
yes.
and hopefully one of them can pull out a draw, and I hopefully we win out. You know what I mean? But I mean they've been kind of talking about it all week. Spurs is the one team that plays everyone in the top three. So
No.
they can ruin the party for someone. I just hope
Look,
they ruin Liverpool's and Cities. So
I don't think that they will either, though. I mean, you see what's happening to them. I mean,
yeah,
4-0. Angel Postecoglou is playing his high line, and he's getting high line
He's getting high
activity.
lined.
He's getting
He
high
getting high
line.
lined up. He getting that hot taper fade.
Shout out Van de Ven, man. Shout out Van de
yeah.
Ven.
Van der Ven was
Yeah,
twerking this weekend.
Oh
yeah.
man.
But yeah,
Um,
no, City will continue to do what City does, and you just have to hope that they drop points somewhere. That's all you can do. If they win out, hey, they have the lead. It is what it is. But I do think that they have some points to drop, and like I
he
said,
said, he said they're
I
families.
don't I don't see I don't see them going just. I see a draw somewhere. Like I don't need them to lose. Personally, my team doesn't need them to lose. We just need them to drop points
Yeah,
somewhere. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see. But it's I don't know, bro. We just have to let the weeks play out. I don't want to rush it, but I just want. I wish it was like Football Manager. You know, you just week by week in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Just see what
yeah.
it was. But no, we gotta wait for another month and a half to let things play out. But like I said, they have the easiest schedule out of I believe, like you said, on paper, out of all three teams. And I don't know. Someone has to do us a favor. But they have to go into some tough places. So and everyone's gonna want to spoil the party. At this point, everyone's just you know what? No one's rolling over. Everyone's just let's try to spoil the party. So we'll see.
Agreed. I mean, and I know we're mostly talking about Arsenal, but shout out Villa, man, taking matters into their own hands, looking for a top four finish in a week that Tottenham gets peppered 4-0. They take advantage and they away from home they go and get the points. Again, as an impartial, shout out to them. Unai Emery has his team buzzing. We've been talking about them all
Good
year.
evening.
They've been looking, to stay in the top four all year, and with what three or with 4 or 5 games left, they have destiny in their whole own hands, so to speak, for top four. And I mean, we say this every year: Spurs are Spursy. They're going to do what they do, but they always do pose a threat. And so for them, it's they can make or break a lot of people's seasons this year, but I think they need to make their own season happen and finish in top four. So that Tottenham, Aston Villa race is going to be a little interesting to watch as we come down to the final weeks. But I just wanted to say shout out to Unai Emery. I know this was a massive win. If they do finish top four, this is going to be one of the games they talk about for a long time. So this was massive, to do it again at Arsenal, old squad, all the stories, we know all that stuff. But to end, tonight with our prem, might as well just keep it short and sweet with Chelsea. Finished our match against very, 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 very low Everton this year. 6-0. Shout out Cole Palmer. Like, I mean, feel like we've been talking about him all year because that's the only guy to talk about on our squad for real. But perfect hat trick, left foot, header, right foot, all in 29 minutes. And then, he had to get a signature penalty, I guess. But for him to be tied with Erling Haaland right now, 32 games, 33 games into the season for Golden Boot. I mean, if you would have asked me, and it's crazy because I remember at New Year's I said I hope that the second half of our season will be better than the first half of our season. I said I think it will. I started to see a little bit of our team start to click. I think that Cole Palmer by that time has started to emerge as our best player on the squad, and I started to see players get a little bit more healthy. And I said I truly believe the second half of our season will gain more points. We'll look a better team than the first half of our season. And although we've had our ups and downs, like I said, it's starting to come to fruition. We're now in ninth place. Again, one game in hand against the sixth place team. So if we do end up winning our next matches, we do jump it all the way up to seventh place, arguably sixth place. And so for this match, for us to get the clean sheet, for us to put 6 goals in on Everton, it's kind of been what I've been talking about all year. Like we have the players, we have the bodies, we have the ability to go and play these teams that are on the bottom half of the table and show them that we are just more superior than them. We have more quality. The issue is it doesn't always show. The issue is we don't always come to play our A game, and sometimes we fall against teams that we shouldn't. When you look against our record against teams like City, against teams like Tottenham, against teams like Arsenal, against teams like United, we we've won, we've lost, but ultimately we've held a good record against the top four, top six teams. So all year, this is what I've wanted to see: consistency. In a game where we go ahead 3-0 in the first half, let's not drop. Let's keep the pressure on. And that's exactly what we did today. We went up very, very well against United and gave them the chance to fight back. And so even the announcers were saying, we've seen Chelsea go up before and make a mess of it. Let's see what they do today. So for me, I didn't even watch the second half. All I wanted to see was a clean sheet, and whoever gets on the goal line gets on the scoring sheet. But this is what I want to see from Chelsea. Again, we see City in the FA Cup this match. We know who City is, but they haven't taken points off us this year at all. 2-2 draw and a 4-4 draw. So when I look at City and when I look at what they potentially could be looking to do this year, I want to spoil their year too. I don't want City to get potentially 2 or 3 trophies. I still think that we are a team that could compete against anybody in the league. We went to a Carabao Cup final and lost in penalties, against a not so strong Liverpool team at the time, but we see that Liverpool is still in the top 3, still in the title race. We see City for the 3rd time this year. It's been draws both times. So there's nothing in my heart that's saying that we can't go ahead and get points off City and possibly take this down to extra time PKs. So this is the consistency I want to see from Chelsea. This is the bravado. This is the swagger I want to see us play with. It was funny that I was on Twitter watching the Men in Blazers Twitter feed. He was doing a live watch, and he said even Chelsea fans can find happiness when they play Everton, and that's how it should be. Everton hasn't beaten us at home in something like 20 years. They haven't done the double on us since 1972. I know they beat us on the reverse fixture, so this was our get back, and this is the Chelsea I want to see. If we lose at home when we're in stride, when we're starting to find our favor, let's go ahead and let's beat these teams 5-0, 6-0. Let them know that, yeah, this isn't the Chelsea that everyone's afraid of, but if you're not to our level, we'll show you why we're a better team than you. And so for me, this was a good statement win. I just hope this can carry into the weekend. I know Zion's going to say that Chelsea is going to, not as good, not superior, blah, 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 blah. I don't care that they're fighting over a penalty, bro. I like that fire in them. I like the fact that everyone is seeing blood and they're like, hey, I want to get on the score sheet. That's what it is, and Cole Palmer addressed it after the match. Apparently, Pochettino talked to them in the locker room, so hopefully that's settled. We'll never see 2 players arguing over who's taking the penalty. It's Cole's, and like the manager said, if Cole decides he wants to give it to somebody else, he can give it to somebody else. Zion, I've watched both Chelsea versus City games with you. I'm down to make it 3 for 3. We'll be at Old Angle. I'll put my money on it. Winner buys the next live ticket. But other than that, all I gotta say is this is the Chelsea I want to see moving forward. We're starting to find our favor. We're starting to find form. We're starting to see the players that actually want to play and actually want to do what the work is. Mudryk, again, he had a stinker of a match, but I like the fact that he's even playing the way he is. Just you're starting to see player improve even when they don't have their best matches. You're starting to see the improvement from 10, 15, 20 weeks ago. So for me, Pochettino, great win. You're still not my guy, but I keep seeing murmurs that we're looking at other managers. And for me, unless we're getting somebody who is 1,000% certified, I like Pochettino being the guy at the helm of this project right now. This has been a rough year. We all knew it was going to be a rough year. Me and Mike kind of said that, this is just going to be another growing year. And I'm actually starting to see the growing part of the growing pains. It's not just pains anymore. I'm actually starting to see us grow a little bit, and it's fun to watch. So, shout out to my boy. Shout out Cole Palmer, back-to-back hat tricks in the league. I mean, he's sitting on top of the league right now with Haaland in the Golden Boot race. If we're even able to, the fact that we're sitting here 32 weeks in and I'm able to say we have somebody in the Golden Boot race is phenomenal. So for me, if we're even able to get, another final to possibly get silverware, if we're able to get a player to get, individual accolades, this, is a season that has somewhat been salvaged to me.
It's like when Draymond Green said, Carl Anthony Towns got 40 points. The Timberwolves are down 20 though. Same thing here applies. I just feel like
So will you
empty
say so?
numbers.
So is that going to be the same narrative if we catch y'all on the table?
You guys won't catch us on the table.
That's crazy because we
You you
have a
you,
game in
you did
hand and we're 3 points behind you. So how are we not catching you
you
on the table?
disrespected us so, but you overlooked us so much that you skipped our segment.
Not worried about you. Not worried
Nah,
about your squad.
we didn't even.
Not
All
even
this
worried
thing was
about
a
your
prediction.
squad. Yeah, I was gonna end on y'all because I had
No,
to
no,
talk
no.
about my
I'll
team.
end with we can end with predictions. I'll keep mine short. There's really not much to say with my group.
But yeah, 2-2 draw against Bournemouth. Some losses, some wins, and you got some points this week. Shout out Bruno, penalty to tie it up. But like I said, Solanke will score. Like I said last week, Solanke will score.
No, yeah, we are history makers. We are history, breakers. We Dominic Solanke is Bournemouth's all-time leading goal scorer for anyone who doesn't know that.
That's
Uh
insane. Oh my!
broke
Shout out to
that.
him for that.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. That's crazy.
Shout out Dominic Solanke for breaking breaking that record against us. But yeah, man, I just this game has showed me a little bit nothing new. I learned nothing new from this game. It's very obvious that we just, need an overhaul of players. Um, this group is not fit to play at this level. It's frustrating because when you look at the team and when you look at the manager, there really doesn't seem to be any clear indication of how we want to play. Um, but it's concerning when teams like Bournemouth are coming in and outplaying us. Teams that are kind of newly promoted to the league, they come in and they're kind of just dominating us, and we kind of can't develop any patterns of play. And then it's also concerning that the manager seems to be a little bit afraid to take certain people off, and other people, people that are easier to take off, or seem those players seem to be the ones that um kind of get the short end of the stick by getting taken off, and undeservedly so. Like Garnacho, I don't understand why he got subbed off. I understand that he made a mistake for the first goal. Kambwala slipped, but it's. I just feel like people have done worse this year. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to look at the manager and just be like, the way you handle certain situations, I'm just not like, I don't get it. You Mason Mount is standing next to you on the sideline. You spent 55 million on him, and it really seems as if like you don't really know where to put him in the team. You can't take out this person because you're afraid that you'll lose the dressing room. So who do you take out? The youngest kid who's been the most consistent player in midfield in Kobe Mainu. I don't know, man. I'm just saying what I've been saying all year. Even if you get the manager out, I just feel as if like nothing's gonna change until we get these players out. This squad needs a cleansing, and there's just so many players that have just, you know, who have been here continuously, been here, and you know, everyone wonders why we're still in the same place as we were before with the same players. So yeah, for me, it's just all about FA Cup, and it starts this weekend against Coventry. This has to be a get right game. This has to be favorable for us. I mean, this is our season. If he
Didn't you
if
call GRG last week?
I did, uh,
Jeez.
I did.
Go ahead, add 20 to the pot, man.
Yeah, but this one's favorable. I didn't say this.
If y'all lose to Coventry, you might as well
Yeah,
just
bro,
take next
'cause-
week
Yeah,
off.
if I lose no, yeah,
You
if I
can't.
lose,
You can't. There's got to be more repercussions for take 2 GRGLs. If you do this, bro, this is a might have to take a week off.
Coventry is bad.
they're not even a championship side, right? This is league,
No, they're in championship.
They're in championship.
so they're right on par with us in terms of going blow for blow. But no, I believe that we should have the talent to beat them. Obviously, this is our season right here. If Ten Hag, I'm afraid that if he doesn't win this game, then that's it. You have to go.
Yeah, you can't lose against Coventry. I'm sorry, bro.
You
That's
have to go.
unacceptable.
And I hate to say that just because, again, I you have to point the finger at him at that point. But these players have really shown nothing on why they deserve to continue to play here. But I'm gonna call excuse me, a GRG against Coventry. I think it'll be a narrow win. I think 2-0. No, 2-1. We will concede. We will concede 2-1, and then we'll be in the FA Cup final. Hopefully, we're looking at Chelsea. I'm telling you, if you guys miraculously can beat Man City, we are gonna smash you guys at the final. I feel confident about that 100%. Just win your matchup.
Win yours first, dog. You play first.
I think. Do we? I think you play first.
Pretty sure we're on Sunday. Are you all on Sunday?
I'm on.
No, we're on Saturday. We play first. You're right.
Yeah. So you play first.
Yeah.
So
we'll know in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll know.
But yeah. So predictions. I guess you just gave your prediction. FA Cup match against City on Saturday. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch the match, but I believe in my boys, man. I believe we will have a. I don't know. City doesn't scare me just based on what we're able to do. I know they're buzzing, but I think it'll be close. I think it'll be like 1-1, maybe going into regulation, and then I think we can get a goal within that extra time. To be honest, I think we can find a goal and win it 2-1 on some random Sterling goal. I don't know. I don't know why I feel that way, but shout out to my boys.
Sterling.
Disasi header.
Well, we already talked Champions League, but we played Bayern Wednesday. Just get out. I don't care. We win 1-0, 10-9. Just win. That's all I care about.
10-9.
I really don't care, bro. Just win. Just win. We're not starting off the week like we did last week, bro. And then we see Wolves on Sunday. That's my Prem GRG goal differential run it up game. We desperately need 3 points, and we need 3 points. So once again, we can. None of these games in hand are guaranteed. City will have a game in hand because they're missing a Prem game this week. So for the FA Cup, so none of these games in hand are guaranteed. I'd rather see the points on the table. I want to see the points on the table. So that's what I heard that.
Good. You guys have any shout outs for this week?
Bro, get Zinni off my team. That's my shout out, bro. It's on everything. Oh, I swear, bro. I don't want to see that guy in my kit again. I swear. I'm done. I'm done. I'm so done with the guy, bro. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm done. That's it. That's it for me. Shut up.
Yeah. As everyone, my guy CP, shout out double hat trick. This one perfect hat trick in 29 minutes. It's just really been a standout for us this year, and it's been dope to watch. Just have some little thing to smile about every week. Like I know now that I can rely on one guy on my team. It's been such a long time since I could say that, so it's just been refreshing. And again, man, like I don't want to understate it, but shout out to Xabi Alonso, what he was able to do with that Leverkusen team, man. That it's honestly, like, as a football fan, it's just so beautiful to watch. Like I stumbled upon them this year and just saw them play, and I was like, no, this team's serious. And like for them to actually just be as good as they are has been dope to watch.
Yeah, that's gonna be my shout out, man. That whole team, everybody involved.
Yep. From top down, from the owner down to the stewardesses and all that. Shout out Liverpool.
To the cooks.
Everybody, man. The training staff, man. We might need to hire their training staff. Florian Wirtz tore his ACL last year, and now he's the best player.
The best player. He's like Reece
James can't even find the pitch. Reese can't find the pitch as a right back, and you're telling me this guy is up here scoring goals and giving
I will say
assists?
though, the Prem is just something different though. Like
I know,
I feel like
but he's playing twice a week, Thursdays, sometimes Sundays. I mean, there's something in there as well. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. There's something about our medical
I
staff
agree, Cornelius.
give me, you know what I'm saying? Like this has been 2-3 years now where our medical staff has just been a little too shaky.
They got
Like,
you.
yeah, I don't know what's going
They
on.
got y'all playing on turf or something. Oh no, man.
If I find out that Cobham has
Yeah.
turf, I'll go rip it out myself.
Yeah, I got turf in there. No, man,
Turf.
good episode, guys. Yeah, appreciate those of you guys that are tuning in. Please like the video; it helps us out. So, as always, good luck